I call Kanwaljit Bakshi. I call Keith Locke.
Chairman, I was very interested in Claire Curran's excellent speech where she talked about our egalitarianism, and I think we should always bear that in mind, that our nation is built on feeling that we're all the same in terms of rights, in terms of status, and no one person superior to another. It goes back to our early pioneer history, the whole bi-cultural nature of our nation and that intersection of destinies. It goes through the great reforms of the 1930s under the first Labour government, etc., etc. I think that's very much part of our history, and in some ways this bill is in that tradition of egalitarianism, overcoming the history of the monarchy as and its expression through the Governor-General of New Zealand as being somehow superior to, richer to, not subject to taxation, etc., etc. So that is a very good move that this bill is taking to sort of reflect that egalitarianism. And there's one particular half sentence in this bill that grates a bit against that egalitarian tradition, and that is under Clause 11, payments in respect of other benefits and privileges. And there it says the terms of appointment of a person as Governor-General may include an agreement for that person and his or her spouse or partner to be provided with specified benefits or privileges by way of payments in respect of domestic travel and the use of chauffeured cars when he or she no longer holds office as Governor-General. Now, I think the first part of that clause is okay. It talks about, agreement on benefits appropriate to the situation. But that last bit about the use of chauffeured cars when he or she no longer holds office as Governor-General, why do we have to have, A, that level of specificity in legislation? And secondly, isn't that grating against the egalitarian tradition? I think most Governor-Generals, and I sat next to Sir Paul Reeves on the plane coming from Auckland to Wellington this morning, a very humble chap. I don't think, and I can't speak for him, but I'm sure that there are several former Governor-Generals that wouldn't say that they have to have written in legislation the use of chauffeur cars when they want them for the rest of their lives. A lot of them, particularly look at the era we're in now. We're in the era where we have a Green Mayor of Wellington who rides a bicycle. Now, she's setting the standard. And I'm sure that when she retires in several terms as Mayor of Wellington, she won't be demanding the right to have chauffeur-driven cars around Wellington. She'll be demanding the right perhaps to have her bicycle serviced periodically, something like that, yes. So why should this be written into legislation? So I think the committee should, I haven't actually written out an amendment, I should have done that, should perhaps remove this particular provision. And I think it would make, I can't speak for Anand Satchianand, but he seems a pretty humble chap as well. My good colleague has indicated that he is a fellow New Zealander along with Sir Anand as well, so he would know a lot about these things. That's right. So, I just thought I'd bring up that point, because the whole history of the monarchy, if you go way back through the centuries that we're getting a bit beyond now, and there have been speeches on that, we're starting to get beyond it, is a history of privilege where the monarch is up there, and in fact the more wealth and privilege they have, the more they're deemed to qualify to be a monarch, whereas we live in the very opposite form of society, an egalitarian society.